Hey everybody, hope you're having a really great day today, and we are going to talk about the limitations, let's say, of willpower, and even the limitations of wanting something really bad. So before we get started, my name is Tracy Brown. I'm a somatic nutrition dietitian and a tuned eating specialist, and we are going to talk today about the limitations of willpower and how your real problem actually isn't lack of it. I'm going to give you a couple examples of what the real issue is. So if you're struggling with food, with body image, with exercise hesitance, or struggles with moving your body in a more body-led way, an enjoyable way, versus it being about shoulds, then this video is for you. So let's start first off is that the brain scientist and the behavioral scientist have been really clear that we only have so much willpower per day. And so that means, we have willpower to get up when the alarm gets off and get going with our day in terms of packing lunches and getting to work and whatever it is we're doing, or the baby's crying, or the dog needs to go out, or whatever our deal is that we need to get ourselves up for, let's say. And all the whole other thousands of things we do in a day that maybe we don't love doing, for me, like the dishes, whatever. It takes a little bit of okay, I'm going to do this because maybe it needs to be done. When it comes to food though, y'all, I just want to make sure you know that willpower cannot trump biological need. That's just all there is to it. So the problem you feel like you have so-called with food and not eating certain foods and not getting up at, let's say, 5 a.m. to do a run that you don't want to do is because biologically, the body has its own agenda. It has its needs in which it has to get met. And the reason we can't stick with anything in terms of food restriction long term is that biologically we have our energy needs, and that can't, you can't, I know did a video about this a couple weeks ago, that our bodies need what they need and we're not in control of that. So when we try to control it with our minds, we're just kind of doomed to fail. That is not your fault. The only problem you actually have is living in diet culture. And so basically, my encouragement to you is, if willpower isn't the solution for you, rejecting diet culture is. And so I know underneath that big umbrella, there's a lot of things to unpack around, okay, so even if I know that diet culture causes all these problems with food and weight, probably it has the potential to make me weigh more in the long run if I don't stop dieting, what do I do? Of course, you're probably thinking about intuitive eating or some kind of attuned eating or eating with full permission. That's the first step, which is really awesome. But I think it's also really important for those of you watching here that Tracy, I totally get it. I know the willpower doesn't work. I'm fully on board. Will give myself permission, and I want to break free, but I still really struggle sometimes. Why doesn't it stick even doing that? Or why do I go back to those thoughts even? That's where the deeper stuff is that, if we do something long enough and it becomes the foundation of basically your whole operating system, like a computer, we essentially have to rewire things and even replace things beliefs that you can only be successful or worthy if you lose weight, or that even if you're on board with I don't want to hate my body, but I feel like I have to. And even if your adult self is I don't really believe that. I don't believe that for other people, but for me it's different. We're talking about some deeper rooted, seated things here that need a lot more care and a lot more attention, that I highly recommend that you seek some professional work, help from, because I know that I couldn't see all the little nooks and crannies of the ways in which my younger self had to kind of set up some rules to survive. And so sometimes we can get there on our own. I hope you do, and I hope you're successful with that. But if not, please reach out for more help, because that's where I see a lot of people spinning for years, is that they haven't been able to hold space enough on their own to know okay, what's 2019 or whatever you're watching, this present stuff, and what's something from the past that just feels like I can't shake. And that usually means we need some help around that. So but it definitely starts with just recognizing, hey, willpower isn't the thing that's going to fix all this. Yes, there is willingness and there is desire and there's choice of like, okay, I'm going to actively reject diet culture. I'm going to work on checking in more often and what my body needs and what do I need to eat that makes sense at this stage of my recovery from diet culture. So, at the beginning, there's just a lot of fun food that we need to eat, play food, because we haven't had it and we need to make it like a non-issue. It's really important. And so you're going to feel like you're breaking rules there. And if you are doing that and that's successful, awesome, keep doing it. If you're like, I do it for a little bit, but then I get scared and I run back, be curious about that. What feels like is bad's going to happen? And keep going, keep going. And if you're saying, oh, of course, Tracy, if I keep doing it, I'm going to gain weight. And then, well, okay, then what? Well, what happened if you do? And then what? And then what? And if that process, just by doing that, doesn't help you get deep enough to unravel that and be done, then again, please reach out for help. Below here, I'm going to link my my group membership program. And why I'm doing that is because I want you to have the tools to be able to do that in a really, really accessible way. Tons of modules about decoding I feel fat and food cravings and food restrictions and the things that really just deep down after you've kind of like, okay, I get it, rejecting diet mentality, eating with full permission, honoring my hunger and fullness, all that stuff. I'm doing that, but yet I kind of keep running back. Usually when that's the case, there's a part of our system that's just so wired for survival. It's really hard without like something outside of us kind of giving us a glimpse of what the function of that is. And so I'm going to put that here in the comments below for you to check out to see if that's something that might be helpful for you. And if so, and if you're not sure, private message me, ask me some questions, and I will be happy to answer those for you and to see if this is a good fit if you're feeling like you're spinning and you've been doing this a while and you're recognizing like, hey, I get what I need to do in my brain. I just don't know how to make that real in like my heart and my body and my soul, my bones. So thanks so much for watching. And I would love to hear from you. What are some little sticking places still in your process that you would love to get some clarity on? Let me know below and I will answer those questions for you, okay? Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Take care.